Oh boy, you guys. This dream is a doozy. This is a weird dream, and I've got just a few ideas of what it could possibly mean. Okay, so we're at dream journal number 3, and this one is called He Pulled a Gun. Okay. And all right, so let me just start. This is weird. Okay, so this is takes place in sort of like a under trees. So it's not, in other words, this is not Florida. This is like deciduous trees and mud on the ground. Um, and like a little hillock, a little kind of like a little embankment, beside me and everything. So we're parked under these trees and I'm sitting in a red convertible, and there's a man sitting beside me in the passenger seat, and he is just some young guy, like in his 30s. He had light colored hair. I've never seen him before, and his face is not distinctive or clear. And then I get out of the car and I start walking towards the front of the car because I was going to walk to my car, which would have been parked maybe a car length or 2 car lengths, maybe not even that, in front of this red car and perpendicular. Okay. And so I get out of the car because I was going to go to my car. And so as I'm getting out simultaneously, this lady, she's like an old lady with like gray frizzy hair, and she's naked. She's totally naked. And she walks up this little embankment to the left. Okay. And so she just goes up there, and, I just keep walking, kind of slowly, like get out of the car, and I'm kind of walking. And as I'm walking, this man comes out of the blue, right? Because, like I said, this is like a park area, like with trees and stuff. And so he comes out of the blue, and he has a gun, and he takes out this gun, and it's like a handgun, like a revolver with like a wooden handle, and he points it at the guy in sitting in the convertible in the passenger seat. And so this gunman was like a white male, and he like a younger guy, and he had like long kind of reddish blonde hair, like down almost to his shoulders, kind of slicked back. And so he pulls out a gun, and he doesn't say anything. It's crazy. He doesn't say anything, and so then I go, oh, I'm gonna call the police, right? So I pull out my cell phone, and I'm like looking at the cell phone, and the cell phone has the whole screen is just one app after another, just apps. And I'm standing there like I couldn't figure out what to do, and I'm looking at the phone and looking at the phone, and I just couldn't figure out how to call the police, right? It's just crazy. I'm just looking and looking. So then I start walking forward a little bit, and I look down, and it's like the mud, like the ground was like green with ground coverings, and then like a dark brown kind of mud. And so dark brown soil, like. And so I'm walking, and then I see this liquid kind of streaming down the embankment where the old lady went, right? And so I looked down, and it was like this bubbling kind of, liquid coming down this thing. And I turn to my left, and I step over it, because I don't want to walk in this water, whatever it was. I step over it, and that old lady she was on the hill, and she was urinating, and that's the urine that came down from her, right? I mean, it's bizarre because nobody would have that much urine, first of all, right? Anyway, so she just looked at me, and I looked at her, and that was it. Then I went to my car, and I'm continuing, and I come to my car, and I turn my back, and I'm like leaning on my car, and I'm still bent over, like looking at the phone, like looking at all these apps, trying to figure out how to call the police. Okay. And so I stood there for a few seconds, and then the next thing is the man who was sitting in the passenger side, he comes over to me, and we're both looking at my phone, trying to figure out how to call the police. And that's where the dream ended. Okay. So I think that to interpret this dream, and by the way, none of these people I've ever seen before, and their faces were not distinct. Okay. So I don't know who they are. Um, so I think to interpret this dream, it's sort of like maybe kind of telling me that I'm confused by too many things. And I'm so confused that I can't do anything, because if I'm looking at that phone filled with apps and just covered with app icons, maybe that's kind of what it means. Like there's so much going on that I just am frozen by trying to take any action at all. Okay, that could be one interpretation. Another interpretation could be that I am slow or incompetent when it comes to making decisions, or I can't, figure out what to do, like I'm too slow or something. Um, so that's all I can really come up with. This is a crazy one. So this is Dream Journal video number 3. He pulled a gun, and I hope I see you in my next video. And if you have ideas of what this could mean, let us know in the comments down below. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.